Up to 6 minutes, please.
Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. As a trade unionist and a member of USDOT and Unite the Union, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to speak in today's debate. Can I begin by thanking the many constituents who have contacted me on this issue, the thousands who have signed my local petition to say no to the trade union bill, and the many trade unionists who have come along today to lobby MSPs and to listen to the debate, including members of Fife Trades Council. The Tory trade union bill is not just an attack on trade unions. It's not just an attack on trade unionists, it is not just an attack on trade union members. The Tory bill is an attack on every single worker in Scotland and right across the United Kingdom. And it's a direct threat to all our rights at work. Rights that trade unions have fought for and secured only through many decades of struggle. Rights which we often take for granted, such as rest breaks and time off at the weekend, maternity leave and sick leave, equal pay, health and safety. Rights secured for workers today by the actions and solidarity of the generations before us. Every trade unionist knows that the bigger the trade union movement, the better chance to protect workers' rights. And right across the UK, more than 6 million people are members of trade unions, making it the largest democratic organisation in the UK. Trade unions speak up for their members on maternity rights, sick pay, holiday pay, flexible working, health and safety, pensions and wages. Trade unions challenge discrimination, harassment, bullying and inequality in and out of the workplace. Trade unions campaign for equality, fairness and for justice at home and abroad. And it's strength in numbers that allows trade unions to represent members individually at work if they've got a problem, to represent members collectively to secure improvements to terms and conditions, and to campaign for a better, fairer society and economy that's run in the interests of working people. And that's exactly why David Cameron wants to strike right at the heart of the trade union movement. This trade union bill sends out a green light to bad employers to behave even worse by eroding the rights and, most importantly, the power of working people in Scotland and right across the UK. This bill would place extreme and severe restrictions on the right to strike, making it legal for employers to use agency workers to replace striking workers, outlawing nearly half of strikes, making already very demanding rules even more complicated. It would undermine trade unions' ability to represent and protect their members at work, restricting facility time for reps, tying union branches up in red tape and stopping the easy collection of union dues. And it would silence many trade union campaigns, stopping unions campaigning against Tory austerity, making it all the easier for the Tories to impose their cuts. And just like the Tories' attack on welfare, which hit women worse, it's women workers who will be most affected by this Tory assault. TUC had researchers reveal that 3/4 of union members affected by the most oppressive proposals are women who are most likely to be working in the public services. And for these women workers, their leverage to prevent unequal pay, discrimination and to protect maternity and other rights will be dramatically reduced by this bill. Presiding Officer, this bill is a direct attack on workers right across the UK, and we must all unite to resist it. Scottish Labour will stand shoulder to shoulder with the trade union movement. We will oppose this bill and fight it every step of the way. Labour-led councils have led the way in saying that they will refuse to cooperate with the trade union bill, and I hope that every Scottish council will say the same. And we must use the powers of the Scottish Parliament to resist this bill in every way we can. I'm pleased that the Cabinet Secretary is pursuing a legislative consent motion and hope this will be brought forward at the earliest possible opportunity. We must resist the bill right across the UK too, and I'm pleased that Labour, SNP and Lib Dem MPs will unite against it in Westminster later this week, because trade unionism is above all about solidarity. One of the most popular trade union slogans is "The workers united will never be defeated," and that slogan is central to trade unionism. Breaking the bond a worker in Dunfermline shares with a worker in Doncaster or Derby strikes at the very heart of the trade union movement, where an injury to one is an injury to all. But as Jeremy Corbyn stated in his letter to the First Minister last week, by showing that this bill can't be enforced in either Scotland or Wales, we will expose it as legislation that's ill-conceived, poorly drafted and unfit for purpose. We've already seen pressure on the UK government starting to pay off, with the plan to ban unions from publicising protests and pickets on social media being dropped. And if the Scottish Government makes clear to Westminster that we won't comply with this bill either, then that adds growing pressure right across the UK. Because this bill has got to be stopped. It's unfair, it's unnecessary and it's democratic. And it's an ideological attack on trade unionism. It's about shifting more power directly into the hands of employers, making it virtually impossible for workers to take strike action, leaving working people with little or no power to stop employers imposing cuts in pay and conditions to jobs and to pensions. It flies in the face of the partnership approach that's been embraced by many trade unions and employers, not just in Scotland but across the UK, promoting fairness at work through dialogue, not confrontation. It's an outdated response to the challenges of the modern workplace. Those aren't my words, those are the words of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. So we must fight this bill every step of the way, in our council chambers, in Holyrood and at Westminster, and we must use the powers we have to resist this bill should the Tories succeed in forcing it through. In 2015, when millions of people are employed in zero-hour contracts, when women continue to be paid less for doing the same jobs as men, when it's deemed acceptable by the Tory government to pay younger workers less than the going rate for the job, when so many people are continuing to be denied a living wage, when 20,000 workers die every single year due to accidents at work. The need for strong unions is more important than ever. Trade union values are more important now than they have ever been. And so today I hope we will unite and send a clear message from the Scottish Parliament to David Cameron and his Tory government. We reject his plans to attack our rights at work. We reject his plans to undermine the solidarity and unity on which trade unionism depends. We will refuse to implement this bill in Scotland where we can, and we will work alongside the trade union movement the length of the UK to stop this vicious attack on our rights at work and to say no to the trade union bill.
Thanks so much. Now call on Gil